Welcome to EVE Online. I'm Major Freak. So, what do I think of the price hikes? Lol. Okay, so there are two things that have happened in the very recent past. Hilmar's announcement about we're never gonna do NFTs, blah blah blah. A couple of weeks after the news broke that a major gaming company who's dealing in NFTs had 500 million stolen from them, and I think the collective gaming community who were drooling over that possibility of raking in money from that just tasted bile in their mouths, like threw up in their mouths a little. Now this is the end of what I don't the first quarter of 2022, financially speaking, and they would have, been planning on, Hilmar and CCP. If they're promising us, if they're if they're pissing in our ear and telling us it's raining, what do you think they're doing with their Pearl Abyss owners who paid them only 200 million on a 425 million dollar deal for the company, right? That obviously, I mean, it's we can connect the dots. So they've got the NFTs just scared the crap out of everybody. Hilmar came out with that statement. It's almost the end of this quarter. They've got to give a quarterly report. What are they promising for the future? Oh, NFTs, blah blah blah. And now it's just evaporated in just a shitstorm of fear and panic. Um, and now, what are they going to do? Can they promise Pearl Abyss in the future to boost sales? They've got nothing. They just swung and missed. Just like they swung and missed at the Alliance tournament, the next month, literally the next month, within days of them bragging and here's a trial NFT for you guys. The Icelandic government was sick and tired of data miners, Bitcoin miners, because Bitcoin miners are the largest, because it's the eldest one and is due to reach maturity at some point when they mine the last Bitcoin. It drains so much energy that they actually said no more. You can't have any more new startups for Bitcoin mining in Iceland. And of course, CCP is like, we're doing it environmentally friendly stuff. It's only because the rest of the Bitcoins haven't reached maturity. And once they do, they'll suck as much energy as freaking, and don't buy it's distributed. It's like, yeah, distributed to the largest owners of those, or holders of those distributed or decentralized stuff. That means, the big ones. So there's no difference in energy costs. It's just that it hasn't matured yet. So now they're stuck. Their cryptocurrency scam artist rubbing shoulders with them in Iceland no longer have the appeal of Pearl Abyss. I don't think Pearl Abyss is buying that anymore. Microtransactions, I am absolutely 100% sure CCP with their Photon UI is looking exactly like what is it? Black Desert Online Cash Shop. It's starting to go that way. The writing is on the wall, but it's not going to happen soon, and they need to satisfy Pearl Abyss, because Pearl Abyss is probably pissed off with them right now for just pissing in their ear. And it's like, I think that's pee, not rain. So it's the very beginning of the second quarter. They've probably either just had their meeting with them or just about to have their shareholders meeting. And what's CCP got? They've lost the NFT angle, and now it's the price hike. Within a few weeks, mind you, actually, to be honest, it's been 1 month now since RuneScape hiked their prices by 17% relative to the US dollar. So they said, well, hold my beer, we'll go 33%. Um, so, that's their ticket to whatever CCP thinks. They just love to promise people shit and just not follow up with anything decent except to scam you. That's basically it. Um, that whole Summer of Rage thing? Well, that was a blip. It was some idiot shooting at a monument and making big noises about dropping their. Everybody's going to drop their subscription. I mean, you look at the freaking online numbers, it was peaking around that. So it's like they only use that. It was a scam. They used that to give their people the pink slip because they had frittered away all their freaking money and all their freaking resources to diversify their portfolio with these, world of oh crap, I forget. It was basically the White Wolf franchise, and they wanted to get the vampire thing going. And they had all these dreams about Valkyrie and Dust 5-1 bullshit. And what they did, and according to an insider who made a article about it, expose, was that their meetings in Atlanta, run by CCP head honchos from Iceland, it was a yelling, sweaty meeting, and those who yelled the loudest got the funding or the priority for what they were doing. And Hilmar was so obsessed with record-breaking numbers in the gaming magazines. He was just obsessed about it, like literally. And they would continually suck resources from those portfolio stuff to work on Eve. They would take those manpower stuff that was working on these other games to work on Eve in order to satisfy Hilmar's basically greed. We can be honest. Come on. Greed is good, right? He still believes that. He didn't eat crow. He didn't change his mind. He just used us as a convenient excuse to give the pink slip and make himself look good. Oh, it was the player's fault. And, talking in stations and everybody involved in white knighting CCP goes with that narrative. And it's just a disservice to the game when you allow these people to literally lie and get away with murder. Like freaking allowing Matani back after a ban for like telling somebody to kill themselves. So, I was drunk. It's like, no, you weren't. You were high on a hog. Freaking Bob had crumbled. You were just soaking it up with the HTFU, and you had them right in the palm of your hand. The e-peen of CCP. It's these scumbags from Something Awful forums. They have essentially ruined the game, the entire game, but it's not their fault. They're bottom dwelling scumsuckers, and they have turned CCP, willingly turned CCP. There's no struggling and kicking and screaming by CCP's part into being a Tay AI. Literally a Tay AI. Nazi worshipping slut. And, if CCP worships these 4chan a-holes, it's like, oh, we're innocent, we're just being used by the community, or the community's being mean to us. It's like, no, you're greedy, selfish, stupid, you haven't grown up, it's not 2003, grow some balls, use good business sense, instead of this testosterone-filled bullshit that they feed us all the time. So if they want to raise the prices to continue to be able to blow sunshine up fucking Pearl Abacus's ass, let them. We don't care. And the game's doing fine. It's not going to die anytime soon. This is not, oh my god, they're just raising prices till the end, and you can't chase revenue with raising prices. It's nothing like that. They're just appeasing Pearl Abyss on the turn of the quarter. That's it. They just saw RuneScape do it, and they go, we're going to do it too. And we're like, yeah, but The game servers are now cheaper to run. Developer costs haven't skyrocketed. The employment prices for keeping and hiring coders has not risen, and you have a bare bones skeleton crew who wear multiple hats and seem to have ADHD about patches since release. It's just ego. It's just that's all it is, and they'll have no. They will hype it to the sky and then lie like they usually do at FanFest. Give us these promises of new worlds, and it's just that video about that EMP thing and the hype around it was so huge that you're thinking, wow, are we going to go back to Earth kind of thing? And no, it was just BS. They just used marketing language to sell trinkets to Eskimos, basically. Baubles to the Indians. They're, greed is good. It's the end justifies the means. But what is the end? Just the next quarter. Just the next batch. Just so Hilmar can march around and do talking points and puff out his chest like, Foghorn Leghorn. I mean, there's no chicken hawk around to bash him over the head with a hammer because, like he's going to hire somebody like that. Lol. So yeah, the fat. I mean, look at that. 3.3 million. 3 million was I don't know if it was bought and sold, but I'm going to assume that that's 3 million transactions. So let's do the math here on that. I mean, that's just bananas, right? So that's 3 million. Wish there were. Oh, great. Okay, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, that's 3 million divided by 500 times. How much is that? I think it's like, what? Is that $25? How much is CCP Eve PLEX lol. All right. La la la. Oops. Currently, lol. 20 free. That's lol. 500. It's what? Wait a minute. Did they hike the prices already? That makes what? No, no, I'm pretty sure it was 20 all the time, and then the month thing was 15, right? Yeah, that's totally it. All right, never mind. Yeah, it's always been a bit confusing. All right, so $20 US times $20 US equals. Gotta be freaking kidding me. Are you serious? No, that's impossible. Okay, 3 million shares. Okay, I must be losing my mind. 1, 2, 3. I suck at math. So it's 3 million. 3 million PLEX. Divided by 500. Times 20. What? $120,000 in one freaking day? Real life equivalent? Yeah, I don't think so. No way. That's pretty crazy. When was the last time something major happened, right? Can I see that one? I can see that one. Give me, yeah. 2.4. Wow. Really? What's the average? Like a million, right? So that's a third of that. Every day, $40,000 in US dollars gets traded on PLEX. Yeah, I'm missing something in the equation here. Obviously, I suck at math and markets, but that's the average trading value. But it's not like people are buying that every day from the game store. Obviously, it's just trading PLEX back and forth, right? Just speculating, right? One assumes. So if we let's make a guess. If we eliminate the, say, the base rate of trading for speculation, that means that that's above the peak. That's above the mean, right? So that's $80,000. I just can't process that. I can't believe that on the day of that, people went out and bought 80,000 PLEX on the website. Like, how many times would you have to buy that? I just, hypothetically. How many people did that? 160 people did that. Well, how many? Like, you got to think, it's like they are raising the prices. This is your last chance. They're making this massive freaking deal for PLEX, and I'm assuming, right? No, it's not. It's not, is it? They didn't do a deal on that. Or is it over? No, it's like freaking Saturday still, right? Isn't it the 23rd? Yeah, okay. And it's on the Omega that's on sale, right? So all right, so here's what I think's happened. The price hike happened. All right, price hike happened, and someone on one of the traders with it's not dollars. Bought about the average, say 2 million. Just bought 2 million, or a few traders bought 2 million collectively, 2 million over the usual average. Times 3 million each, right? Just before the price went to bananas level, right? Equals. Okay, so that's wait a minute. Wait. 3 million. 1, 2, 3. Okay, wait. Just let me make it simple. So 2 million times 3 million, the cost of each is 6 million. But that would be million times a million, right? Am I? Yeah, wait a minute. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 times 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? 1. I'm assuming it's a billion. 1, that's a million. It's a billion. So a collective bunch of people, the traders who had the ISKIs just spent 6 trillion to buy 3 million shares, but that would have meant that they, like, is there enough on the market to satisfy 3 million bought at once, right? Like, you wouldn't have been ridiculous. You wouldn't have bought any of this shit. You might have, but I don't know. You could have possibly just bought everything. I mean, literally, you could have just bought everything. And this is not reflective of what was available like 3 days ago, right? So it could have possibly been that they just bought everything except the ridiculous prices, right? Yeah, that's the only reason that's the only thing I can think of. So that's 6 trillion. Crazed. On a good day, I've probably got the maximum I've ever had in my wallet, my corporate wallet, is probably in the tens of billions, not the hundreds of billions. So yeah, that kind of money is just mind-boggling. But you know it's out there. So the trillionaires just bought all the PLEX in anticipation, of course, of the PLEX prices not dropping, you know, of them actually increasing. So this is just a business decision on the part of the PLEX traders, or somebody with a lot of cash, or a few people, you know, or a whole bunch of people, you know. The trillionaires, 6 trillionaires could do that. Crazy. Yeah, but yeah, like RuneScape. I mean, how did the community deal with RuneScape? I mean, how did the RuneScape community react to a subscription price increase? That's probably too much for a search engine to do. Let's see. I hate looking at Reddit. All right, let's go check out the forums because I hate looking at freaking Reddit. Yeah, whatever. Shut. Okay. Starting May 4th. Oh, that's ironic, isn't it? Yeah, that's creepily ironic, isn't it? They're like, hey, RuneScape's doing it. Let's do it too. Jesus. That's a really good deal compared to Eve, too, by the way. But, sorry, RuneScape. Jesus, I played that game while dating somebody who loved it. I liked mining in it. It was fun. You know, I love mining, but oh my god. Wow. Forums. How can we help you? Where is your forums? Forums? Maybe they just don't allow forums. I don't know. Okay. Uh-huh. Right where? Okay, don't make it simple. Holy crap. Runescape forums. There we go. Yeah, whatever. Oh, there we go. Okay, 600. All right. MXT ads. What's that? MXT ads for Runescape. Yeah, I mean, is it how aggressive is their in-game advertising, right? I mean, as a new player, you get actual pop-ups and notifications that hit you all the time as a new actual account player. They hide it. They hide it for anybody they know is just using an alt, using alpha. I know that for a fact. But yeah, it's pretty gross. Oh, I hate. Oh, microtransactions? That's what it is? Oh my god, that's so cute. All right, now we know what it is. Sorry. So, microtransactions as and perms. Okay, right. Right. So, we pretty much, they're on, they have gotten into the microtransaction ads probably a lot more than Eve has. Basically, it's their interface. It's a web browser, right? At least I'm assuming it's still web browser based, right? Lol. Yep, pretty much. Oh, it's inflation. No, it's not. It's corporate greed. I mean, it was pretty funny. I've been glancing at the thread knot on the forums for CCP, and one of them's literally linked an article about the price of Big Macs in order to prove that it's just inflation. Don't worry about it, guys. It's just inflation. But if you read the article, the price of the Big Mac has scaled larger than estimated inflationary prices. It's because of corporate greed, of course. It's like, and the explanation is, well, we can't depend on the estimated because, it's more mystical than that. It's like, they didn't say mystical, but it's like, Duh, but they don't say that, of course. I mean, they're economists. Why would they talk about corporate greed? Biting the hand that feeds. So yeah, that's what I think of that whole mess. Is Eve dying? No. Um, Come on, give me a break. It's got to go below. It's got to consistently below and never go above 20,000 uh, concurrent online on the launcher. If you never see it happen again and we never break 20K, then you start to worry. But it's like 10, almost 20 years ago. I wouldn't say that. Back in 2008, you never saw it. Like it was 20K. It's like when I was playing, it would be, oh, okay, 20,000 logged in at the moment. Yeah, it's pretty normal. And it's always been that way. And people rant about, blah, blah, back in blah, blah. Sorry, I unsubbed at the time, so I didn't really get the hype. And I came back and I'm like, so the game hasn't changed, so what? So yeah, unless it drops consistently below that number and never goes above, then we got a problem. But until then, the game's fine. CCP can do its worst to destroy this game with their greed, but there's enough really good gems in the game to actually enjoy it. I mean, there are too many good things in this game that past programmers have coded into the game that are robust. They don't react at all to CCP's repeated attempts to rip out code and make things simple and improve things and blah, 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 blah. It's the same old bullshit. But yeah, enjoy the game. Unfortunately, 33% subscription hike. Like, I am not paying for subscriptions. I'm just using 500 PLEX to buy my monthly subscriptions for all 6 Omega accounts I have. I do that by running fobs, and I get a lot of money running fobs. It's insane. And I can easily make that, grind a few days, I've got it, but I pay for it by pausing my training. I don't train on my mains anymore. They have stagnated in training since Christmas. I have a lot of free skill points, admittedly, now. That'll be... What I do is I'll wait till near the end of the training, probably in about 12 days or something. And I don't know whether I'll remove this stuff and just complete it. And so I've always got a reserve. I'm not sure if I'll do it, I don't know. I'll figure it out later. That's the topic for a different time. But yeah, I've stagnated training. I'm over a decade old with most of my characters, so they're fine. I don't really need to splurge on anything right now. It would be nice to. And would I afford it? I mean, if they I'd like to, I've got a decent financial income now. It'll have to wait a couple of months before I actually start paying for EVE Online, because I'd like to get back into training my guys. But that's going to wait till they have the 3-month 50% off subscription and MCT. It's worth it. You can do that and make it worthwhile for your time. It's totally worth it. And I'll probably do that. It's not a huge hit to my wallet in real life to do that. But yeah, and it helps lower the costs. It always has. It's an enjoyable game. What other game can you play that is a spaceship simulator that has the amount of stuff you can do in it? trying to get into Elite Dangerous. I eventually will. Star Citizen is vaporware. Look up vaporware if you think Star Citizen is a good choice for you. Just look it up. Yeah, there's Star Trek Online or whatever, and then there's Star Wars Online. Those two MMOs. I forget the exact names of them. Um, you know, it could be a case that everybody's going to get on the RuneScape bandwagon, even say WoW, and increase their rates just because inflation. Oh, we have to because inflation. Oh, it's like servers are cheaper now to maintain than they ever were. You know, back in 2000 when these startups happened. So it's don't piss in our ear and tell us it's raining. We're not buying it. You're only doing it because you can, and you think the rest of the community, gaming community, will jump on the same bandwagon and increase their prices. Um, that's what I suspect is going to happen. If it doesn't, and Blizzard goes, we don't need to increase our prices. We'll just take your customers. You know, I'm not into playing WoW. I'm not the fantasy walk around on pixelated landscape. I'd rather be ship spinning. you know, yeah, that's what I think. If you wanted my thoughts on this, it's it's pretty easy. It's all the hot takes and oh, Eve's dying, or Eve's dying because of this, or this proves that, blah blah. No, it's just they're just moving into a new quarter. They want to continue pissing in Pearl Abbott's ear. They've done it from the beginning. They're going to do it to us too. The hype, they don't care. As long as they make Pearl Abbott happy, they can continue to, I don't know, make Pearl Abbott. It's, at some point, Pearl Abbott is going to go, you guys suck. We're selling you. Or we're going to strip all your resources, sell all your servers, and tell your customer base to go F itself, and rightly so, if that comes to that. I don't know. It's like, why does CCP continue to be so tone deaf and colorblind and just idiotic when it comes to good business sense? It just, none of this makes any sense. Why, after release, why continue to, they've always been this way. It's like the next patch is going to be great, and after a while you're like, what is the next patch? And now they come up with like the director, the ex-director of Dust 5.4 is now marketing, and he's director of strategic or whatever, and he came up with the quadrant idea, which was just marketing hype. It's just, they don't have a plan. They never have. They never had a plan. It's just the next patch is going to be great. It's going to drive conflict. It's going to add content. It's going to fix the industry. It's going to fix this. It's going to fix that. And it's just lies. It's just utter lies. They don't have a clue what they're doing. They never will. We're not going to teach them. The CSM isn't. Nobody's going to, because it's run by a bunch of foghorn leghorns. Then there's no chicken hawk around to bash them over the head. Because why? Why should they listen to their customer base? They don't consider their customer base customers. I think they treat it as their game, and they get really irrational about, quote unquote, their game. But it's like, yeah, but if you lose your customer base and the game dies, you'll just go on and get hired by, I don't know, Cyberpunk, or some other developer. You don't care. You'll just move on. You get hired by other people. Like, you care. It's like, to them, it's like they get money out of this. We pay them money. And they don't give a crap. Why would they? They're not passionate about the game. They are passionate about lying to people, and that's about it. But does it affect us now? No. Just continue to play the game. It's not going to die anytime soon. It'll be fine. For at least another 10 years. I mean, just look at RuneScape. I mean, it's a browser game, and just look at WoW. I mean, I've never played WoW. I think it's a dumb game, but I mean, it'll be around forever. We'll be around forever. Eve will be around forever. It's just this unstoppable juggernaut as long as CCP does not completely screw it up. Um, there was a game company closed last week, MMO, MOG, Tetras. I don't know, I forget. But yeah, I mean, it went down the tubes, shut down its servers, uh, probably because there was hardly anybody on the servers anymore. Um, I have been in a game that closed its doors. I mean, anybody here remember Earth and Beyond? You know, that got shut down. So yeah, I mean, servers, games do, TV shows get canceled, sometimes out of the blue. You never know. But this is not the nail in the coffin. So don't worry about it. Enjoy the game. Whoop-de-doo. It's 25% more. It's just not double. I mean, they're idiots for not increasing it slowly over the years. But I think it's just, yeah, it's all my processes going through the brain. Just settle on one thing. It's just this quarter. They've lost their NFT thing. Pearl Labs is shit scared of NFT now. I'm sure Hilmar doesn't have anything else to talk about, so now they're on the bandwagon of doing what RuneScape is doing this month, or this month coming up. So it seems kind of funny that CCP is jumping on the bandwagon that RuneScape is on, and I wonder how many other MOGs are going to increase their prices. Right? It's quite interesting, but yeah, it's. Why should we be surprised? That's that would be my tagline. Why should we be surprised? I think I'll put that in the title. All right, thanks for listening to me droll on. Lol.